The Nigerian Communications Commission is alerting Nigerians of a new malware, Flubot, targeting Androids with fake security updates and app installations. The NCC said its findings show that Flubot impersonates Android mobile banking applications to draw fake web view on targeted applications. End of quote. According to NCC, its goal transcends stealing personal data and essentially targets stealing of credit card details or online banking credentials. Flubot is a high-risk and extremely damaging malware designed especially to disrupt, damage, or gain unauthorized access to a computer system. According to the information received from the Nigeria Computer Emergency Response Team, Flubot targets Androids with fake security updates and app installations. Flubot is circulated through short message service SMS and can snoop on incoming notifications, initiate calls, read or write SMSs, and transmit the victim's contact list to its control center. Now, the new malware undermines the security of devices by copying fake login screens of prominent banks. At the moment the users enter their login details on the fake pages, their data is harvested and transmitted to the malware operators. Now, when Flubot infects a device, it can result in incalculable financial losses. Additionally, the malware creates a backdoor which grants access to the user's device, thus enabling the invader or attacker to perform other criminal actions. This new damaging virus is our focus on Nigeria today. Can't wait to know more about it. I am Lydia Odijochi. Welcome to the program. Joining me to throw more light on this Flubot malware is Innocent Okorie, an IT professional. Welcome to Nigeria Today.
Thank you very much.
Also joining us is Hanel Jafaru, a cybersecurity expert and IT consultant. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Okay, let me begin with Innocent. With this new virus or malware Flubot, can you educate us better to have a better understanding of what we are up against?
Okay, Flewbot, according to the alerts from NCC and also the Nigerian Computer Emergency Response Team, that's SAT-NG, it's a malware or a virus or a code that have been designed by cyberspace fraudsters to mimic SMS messages on phones of Android users. The main thing here is that they went beyond you going online, but trying to take over the SMS, knowing fully well that a large majority of persons who use the phone will always have SMS. So what it does is it sends you an SMS, or you receive an SMS that has a link for you to either do an update on your phone or an app, or ask you to install an app so that you could update maybe your app or your phone. And by doing that, if you try to do that, it will take over your SMS, it will take over your phone. Most importantly, it will take over the banking apps you have. So that anytime you launch any banking app, it will pop up as if it is the original one. Meanwhile, it's a fake. So that when you enter any details, which is something that's supposed to be your private details for your internet banking, it's not going to go to your bank. It's going to go to a central server that is owned by those that have developed that virus. And by so doing, they will take over, they will have access to your logins, and they will take over your account and do the damages.
That is really very scary. Now, Hanel, who is at risk, and most importantly, where did this virus originate from?
Well, it was first discovered in New Zealand, in Australia. Then from New Zealand it went to Australia, and from there it has been spreading worldwide. It didn't even start with English. It started with Polish, German, and Dutch and all that. So, but now there's the English version of it, and it's spreading like wildfire. So we have to just be very careful, because it's a high risk virus. It's a high risk malware. It can cause serious damage, because once this particular malware is installed on our phones, in the course of installation, because it makes use of what's called social engineering, and social engineering is a technique that even IT professionals and cybersecurity professionals can't beat, because it beats it exploits the human nature of trust. So once this virus infects a particular mobile device, what it does is that it uses that infected mobile device to send SMS to other contacts. So it's not as though it's spreading on its own. It is designed to spread on its own without any human interaction. Unlike other malware that would require human interaction, this one, it does not require human interaction. However, it can also spread. It's not, while SMS is the major form at which it is spreading, it can also spread via peer-to-peer on our WhatsApp messengers and the likes, and it can also spread via email. So, but SMS is the major form of spreading. That does not rule out the fact that it will still spread via other means.
Okay, Innocent. Now, to the layman, because people who use are on the net are so many, you can't even quantify now. How can you recognize this Flubot malware when you're online?
Because like we explained, the major channel of spreading is SMS, and for me that's why what makes it very high risk. I'll say it is very risky to use, because you don't even need to go online in the first place to begin to have contact with it. So what happens is that the first thing people need to recognize is that sometimes you receive SMS that you were not expecting. For instance, it said that sometimes you see a message from FedEx or DHL, and you know you're not, expecting a parcel or something. So that's a first flag to recognize that this is not coming from a genuine source. So, and what it means that when you open the SMS, whatever link that is in it, do not click, because but some persons, like my colleague said, what happens is that in social engineering is that they work on the emotions of persons. No, the way the messages come. If something is telling you act now, just begin to suspect that might be danger, because that's why a lot of persons has fallen. So first you need to recognize, where is the source? What's the source? Am I expecting any message from this source? If you're not, then take your time and look at the message. If you're saying click a link to do something, what you don't know, do not click. That's the first thing you need to recognize. And then other part of it is when you notice that that is, because the way this virus is, you might not notice before it spread. You might, by the time you know, it might have taken over your phone. So like I said, the first thing you need to be conscious of what you're clicking on whenever you receive an SMS.
Okay, now Haniel, the activities of these fraudsters is now known. In addition to alerting the public, how can they be stopped or even brought to book?
Well, it will require efforts from almost all countries, because these guys, they have a command and control center that is in their custody, and once this application is installed on an infected device, they have the permission has been given to the application to download your contacts, to download your SMS, to download information that are on your phone. That's personal identifiable information. So, and these things are not, the servers may not even be in Nigeria. So it will require the effort of probably international police and all countries coming together to look for a way of tracing it if possible, because I know definitely these guys would use a level of encryption to ensure that the servers pass through several proxies before it gets to the actual destination. So it's not going to be an easy one, but it's possible with collaboration from other nations. Okay.
Now, Innocent, accounts I don't know if I'm right to say it's already in our cyberspace here in Nigeria, but accounts compromised are used for criminal activities, like I earlier said in my intro. Is it possible for account owners to exonerate themselves in case they find themselves as victims?
Okay, when you say the accounts used, I think there's a need for a whole lot. First of all, there's a need for a whole lot of awareness on the aspect of users, and then on the aspect of policymakers, because the most important thing is that if we try to educate persons, they will first of all know what to do when they fall victim. So it's also advised that when you find out that there have been a compromise on your account, either you report to your bank or to the enforcement agency, but most importantly to your bank. And if they could find a way to at least block what has not, if you have not had any damage in that sense. Because, but if you're going to, whether you're going to be charged, maybe your account is used as a proxy to do something else, I think it can be traced in a way. If you find that your phone has been compromised, is the first step. So all you need to do is to at least find a way not to let it continue. And you're advised to like maybe reset your phone to default setting to clear off whatever you have so you could start afresh. But I think the thing the victims would do if it's a bank transaction is to get to your bank. If you're lucky, you've not been compromised to the extent of taking away your funds. Maybe the banks have their policies and processes that they normally help to block it. But if not, I mean, it's gone, it's gone. And that's what happened. Yeah.
Okay. We'll take a break now. Don't go away. The program continues in a moment. We'll talk more about this Flubot malware.
This is NTA News 24 broadcasting from Abuja. You can watch us anywhere, anytime on the following platforms. For more information, log on to our website www.nta.ng or join us on our social media handles, Facebook at NTA News 24.
For comments, suggestions and inquiries, send an email to news24@nta.gov.ng or call us on the following numbers.
NTA News 24,
news and more news.
Welcome back. Our guests are still with us to provide more insight. Innocent Korea, an IT professional, and Haniel Jafaru, a cyber security expert and IT consultant. Now let me continue with you, Haniel. Sometimes when we get these instances of viruses created by people, of course these people must be very intelligent. And I'm thinking, it's a virus created. Is there anything like an antidote to cure the virus?
Yes, most antivirus companies have added the signature of that particular Flubot malware to its database. So if you have an antivirus on your phone, it should be able to flag it. But beyond that, it's best you prevent it from coming than you looking for cure when it's already there. So to prevent this thing from coming, ensure you don't click on any link. When you receive an SMS that you know that it's not, you're not expecting any parcel, or when you receive an SMS that tends to make you want to do something, a trigger, probably security update, that it's telling you to do something urgently. That's one thing we should look out for. When you get SMS that seems not to be true, is something you should look out for. And so many other areas that we should look out for especially SMS, because that's the major means of transmitting this particular malware. Then, as my colleague has rightly said, beyond just resetting your phone when you're infected, beyond going to the bank, you have to also change all your credentials, because you have been compromised. And being compromised means everything, all your credentials that are on your phone, your Facebook accounts, your Instagram account, and all social media accounts, including your banking account, they are compromised. So it's best you look for a way to change your credentials so that you don't. You change your credential can limit the risks of impact, or can limit the level of impact that you would have. So please, let's ensure we do that, and we would definitely be good.
That's some serious invasion of privacy. Innocent.
Yeah.
Some of these fake web addresses look so much like the original sites. How can people who are not IT experts know the difference?
That's a, in recent times, that's a serious one, because I think I had an experience seeing a GT Bank website that has an identity that looks so alike. But the first thing first, for instance, some of the banks have their apps, like Anel emphasized, we need to first of all be careful what we click. It's important. That's the first thing. And then another thing is that there is always a difference in the characters used in the name of that website, because for instance, where you could see an A, and you could see a sign that looks like an A but it's not A, so you need to match it somehow. Be a little bit careful, a little bit curious when you open the site and it doesn't look exactly like it. So you first of all look at the name and all that, and try as much as possible to compare what you know and what you're seeing. Secondly is that sometimes instead of just, if you're not sure, if you're suspicious, stop what you want to do. I mean, try and reconfirm. Instead, walk into your bank and do your transactions. But above all, there is a need for everyone to begin to be cybersecurity conscious. There's what we call some cybersecurity hygiene or habits you need to develop naturally. And one of those things is to make sure that we need to emphasize it. When something sounds like you need to do it now, click now. In cybersecurity parlance, they will say, look before you click. So there are some identities. We used to say, okay, if you look at a website and it has security, there's a padlock key along it. These days, these guys go as far as fortifying the website to look more like the original. So you just have to find a way to do a quick comparison, and if you suspect anything, just stop.
Haniel, looking at this issue of the Flubot, sometimes one begins to wonder whether the ICT is a blessing or a curse. Now, what would be your advice to the banking sector?
Well, ICT is definitely a blessing. But notwithstanding, definitely everything that has an advantage will come with its own disadvantage. And what we can do is to maximize the advantage and minimize the disadvantage. So for the bank, there is high level of awareness that needs to come forth from the bank. Generally, it's not only bank. We all need to be aware all companies, corporate organizations needs to be aware. It's growing. Cybercrime is growing to a stage where we pray it does not get to this stage, but it's going to a stage where people may likely begin to have license to operate a computer because of the level of crime that which we are getting from the cyberspace. Not that we are taking away the cyberspace, but now these are ways we will mitigate the risks that comes with the cyberspace. So banks will begin to ensure that they let their customer know about all these things. The Flewbot ensure that they click applications that are owned by the bank. They should let users know that if they are seeing an application that does not look like theirs, then they should not click, because some of these applications, they mimic the screen of the bank of the bank app, so it's almost the same thing. So banks now begin to look at a way of having one same screen that people would be used to, and so people would know that, okay, this screen is owned by my bank and it's something that I can vouch for. So generally we should look at way of creating that awareness to the public, to the users, not only banks but all aspects, because while bank is the target, we are starting with them, but they may not end up as the only target. It may spread to other industry.
Okay, Innocent, any final words before we go?
Yes, I just want to buttress what Hannah said. Awareness, awareness, awareness. It happens that October of every year is marked as Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So it's important that we create more awareness. For us to be able to be safe in this age and time, everyone needs to know what is not good to do online, or how you can watch out for any danger or risk. So I would just say awareness, awareness, awareness is the key for us to even mitigate it, because these guys are not using technology again, but they are hacking the humans. And that's what the social engineering mentioned. They are hacking our emotions. They are beginning to read the way we react to everything, and they get something that could make us fall for their tricks. So awareness is key.
Thank you. We're still not done dealing with coronavirus. Now we have the Flewbot. I think flu for computers. How did the name even come about, Daniel?
Well, we can only assume that because it is flu, because it moves from phone to phone without just the way flu works generally. It moves from person to person. So this one moves from phone to phone via SMS. That's how it came to be. That's just the assumption. No one has really come forth with that particular how the name came to be anyway.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, it's time to go. We hope that we all stay aware and ensure that we don't get the Flewbot in our systems. Not before we go, we'd like to thank our guest, Innocent Korea, an IT professional. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
And Haniel Jafaru, a cybersecurity expert and IT consultant. We're grateful for your insights.
Thank you very much.
We also thank you, our viewers, for always keeping a date on the program. Don't forget, you can watch this and other editions on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. I am Lydia Otijochi. Bye for now. Good evening.